I am harem trash, and as harem trash, by law, I must watch every harem that comes out. The fall anime season had its harem, which was a little different than most harems. Not only was it different than most harem, it was also better than most harem. It was the show that had its fair share of cliche tropes and the like, but it had something that most harems don't have. Connection. Spoilers for the show ahead, so please go watch the show or read the manga. I did a video a little while ago on what the harem genre in anime is, and why I like it so much. If you haven't seen that, go take a minute to go watch it, as the link will be in the description. Yeah, go ahead, I'll wait here. Okay, great. Now that you've watched the show, hopefully, and seen the video where I explain harem, you have enough background to understand at least a little bit of this. First off, I want to categorize the show how I categorize some harems in that video. So as the show starts out, you see Futaro Uesugi with a single girl, not all of them. So we know he ends up with one single girl. So it must be a romance harem. But then throughout the show, rather than focusing on this relationship with one main girl, it focuses on all of them. So I'd classify this as a regular typical harem. The show starts out, as I said, with Uesugi marrying a single girl. However, since they are quintuplets, we can't decide which one he marries. The first episode starts out with defining the situation around the relationships. He essentially has to tutor them so he can get paid, to support his family, and most importantly, his Emoto. We gotta support our Emotos, guys. This is the law. We first see Itsuki, a new girl on the block who seems pretty nice, but just kinda dumb. Then of course stuff happens, he messes up, and she gets mad. Then he heads to the place of the girls who were tutor, and Itsuki is one of them. Already off to a bad start in the relationships with these girls, he really has a problem. Then the other four have no interest in studying, or even learning for that matter. We meet Miku, the shy kudere / dondere sort of type, Ichika, the dere type, Yotsuba, the very happy-go-lucky help-all sports girl type, Nino, our tsundere, and of course Itsuki, the half kudere, half tsundere one. So you know, this is definitely a waifu war here. Miku is best girl, by the way. Changed my mind. In the first few episodes, they try to mess with Futaro, and really just avoid learning. Of course, as the show goes on, each girl accepts being tutored, Nino being the last to accept the tutelage. I won't go into detail on why each of the girls starts being okay with Futaro's teaching them. However, I will say that with each girl, you see Futaro put in the time to get to know each of the girls personally, and help with their troubles, or help them accept themselves. He of course has the very harem-esque misstep moments, but all in all you have the focus of the show being Futaro put in the time to get to know each of these 5 girls. We see him learn about Japanese history and warlords to understand Miku's interests. He puts in the time to help Ichika get comfortable with telling the others about her acting career. And by doing all of this and putting in effort for these girls, we see actual reasons for the girls to fall in love with him, which is a good way to go for harem. In the past, it wasn't as obvious why the girl would fall for the guy. In Quintessential Quintuplets, it feels like a real reason to develop feelings for the protagonist. It feels like good romance writing, but in a harem environment. which makes this feel like a romance harem-based show when it acts more like a regular harem in most cases, which is why I think this ascends the top-tier harems that I've seen. The show is way less provocative and way more romance and interaction-based. It holds the interactions between the quintuplets and Futuro, as well as interactions between the quintuplets themselves, on an equally high level of importance. It shows how each of them interact and feel about each other, rather than just how they feel about Futuro. We see each of them admit that they all have subjects they are better at. We see Nino isn't just a tsundere, but a tsundere that puts on the tough skin to try to protect her sisters. We see that Ichika doesn't want to hurt the others in any way. We see Yotsuba help her sisters in any way possible. We watch as Miku shows us that they are each individuals with their own personality, as she looks up to the others. We also see Itsuki strive to be the mother of the five and take responsibility for the others. The show doesn't just fit these characters into their type of dere or cliché character archetype for the reason of making the cast enjoyable to watch. Rather, the show gives each girl a reason that they developed a character archetype or dere type. We see that they all got these personalities by trying to help one another in some type of way, or by looking up to one another. They know that even though one of them may not be able to accomplish something, the five of them can work together as one in order to accomplish a goal.
5人で5科目クリア。嘘はついてないわ。
そんなのありかよ。
結果的にパパを騙すことになった。多分二度と通用しない。次は実現させなさい。
This connection that each character has is unique and different than the other relationships other characters hold. Each is unique and different, but all work together in this flow that makes the show fun and enjoyable to watch. In the end, we don't know who actually ends up with Futuro, but we know that no matter who ended up with Futuro, they will all be connected in one way or another. I'm Namquag, and I'll see you after the fact.